Hello, Uta Hagen here of Trans Widow Uta Hagen YouTube channel and WordPress blog utahagengrasswidow.wordpress.com. I almost always put the blog name in the notes, and anyone who has a story about a family member or ex-husband, that type of thing, and you want me to be your voice and no longer be silenced, then you can use the contact form on the blog utahagengrasswidow.wordpress.com. And I now have data from 56 of us trans widows. I'm not here to talk so much about that at the moment because we have some good news. Um, and I will just preface this also to say I don't know why my yesterday's video about Kendall Stevens had the comments turned off. And so this is an experiment now today to make sure that I click on no, it's not for children, and then it opens the comments for your video. I couldn't go back and change it because on my side of the YouTube edifice, it says that that's what I clicked. So comments should be able to go up. And I did also post on the community page a link to yesterday's video. And if you want to, you can comment on the community page. I'm not going to go into a lot of questioning of the YouTube legal people to ask why they closed comments. I think it actually might be some kind of little glitch or something like that. So anyway, I hope you look here now, and please do make a comment if I've managed to make the comments open. And if we see that the comments are not open, then something's going on, I think, with YouTube and me getting shadow banned and this kind of stuff. Yeah, so the good news is Jonah Orion Wheeler, what a great name, dude from Peterborough, New Hampshire, is in the New Hampshire State Legislature, and he voted to ban child sex trait, I always want to say mutilation, sex trait modification surgeries. I don't know if in this legislation they also are banning the prescriptions of wrong sex hormones for the under 18s. He only referenced the surgeries. And I think it was on this vote in New Hampshire, I think it was 199 to 174, and several Democrats, either 10 or 11 additional Democrats, also voted in favor of banning those surgeries. And so here is the speech that I hope goes viral. Here's part of what he said. I'm sure if you go on YouTube and search under Jonah Wheeler, Wheeler, that you will get what he said. And I really like his look. He was wearing a very natty kind of a fashionable plaid wool suit, very suitable for the Northeast in winter. And, you know, he looked like he was really prepared to make this important speech. And I also feel that as a person of color, that in a way he's also speaking for the Black community who doesn't want their children to be targeted as potential recruits to the cult of the TQ. Okay, He says, and I always wish that I could edit a little bit for people because it's a pretty strong speech, but it could have been just a little more clear. So, but he says, in answer to why he's voting for the ban, uh, the question before us is whether or not children under the age of 18 should be able to get these surgeries. I, despite being a liberal who believes in those human rights, do not think that is the case. Um, and he says that he will, until his last breath, defend the right of the alphabet community to be recognized as human beings, which, of course, no one is saying that we refuse to recognize you as human beings if you dress outside of stereotypes or something like that. What we are saying is we don't want men in the ladies' bathrooms. We don't want men swimming with the 8-year-old girls. And we don't want men to be getting away with the rapes of children that Kendall Stevens stands quite convincingly accused of, allegedly. Now, so it's just so interesting that he felt, Jonah Orion Wheeler felt that he had to put in this business about recognizing individuals in the alphabet community as human beings. This is just a piece of the indoctrination that that segment of people is engaging in. They are engaging in indoctrination. And he answers this other accusation about slippery slope. This Jonah Wheeler said, the slippery slope fallacies do not apply here. So bravo, Jonah Wheeler. You are letting science and logic guide your vote. Now, there was another state legislator who is a man who thinks he's a woman. And I looked him up to find out if there's a trans widow. And of course, there's no mention in the glorifying alphabet press of this dude. His name is Jerry Cannon. And he stood up and in his speech basically almost quoted what Richard in parentheses Rachel Levine constantly says as a trope, which is that we are not protecting children from suicide. Now, this is a fallacy, and it really sounds like this Jerry Cannon was never near suicide or anything like that. If anybody wants to do some research on him, feel free to look up on his social media accounts or something like that. He was a truck driver. Now he got elected to be a state legislator. And I respect truck drivers and the hard driving they do. My father's cousin, um, who lived up in northern Wisconsin all his life, until he decided to sell his dairy herd. He became a farmer. He was a farmer, but he became a truck driver and did the long haul trucking. I just want to know if this Jerry Cannon, has some other interesting things about pornography or that type of a thing. Um, because scratch the surface, and that's that's there. And he sounds like a dude. He looks like a dude. He's wearing a wig, and uh, he is gaining glory with this self-declaration that he's a woman. And so I couldn't find anything else about him. I just thought it's just really interesting that he just didn't have any unique perspective on this. He didn't tell about his, anguished time when he's trying to decide what to do with himself. No, not at all. Um, and the thing is, it got him elected to the New Hampshire state legislature. We'll see what happens. This is something to follow. This is uh, about a dozen Democrats breaking away from the indoctrinated tropes. And so that's really great to know. As usual, I advise you to take a look on my playlist of the wellness movements and do some of the abs exercises before you go out for your walk because it will help you with the stress of life and you will feel this sense of strength as you go out walking and it sort of takes over and you won't feel this feeling of, the PTSD symptoms and the strain in your throat and things like that. So um, that's what I recommend. And it just, I do have to comment that it really appeared that Jerry Cannon sort of fits this stereotype of the big bloke who is, it doesn't sound um, like a woman, who, if more comes out about him, I wouldn't be surprised if there's stuff about, pornography or if there's an ex wife, that kind of thing. I couldn't find it anywhere, but I will wait for other researchers. Let me know in the comments. I am going to keep the comments open. I hope that was just an anomaly yesterday. I've gone on long enough. Be well and thank you. We're up to 1,652. Thank you, loyal stalwarts, and thank you, new subscribers.